much, everybody. Thanks for being here. Welcome to the second night of concerts at RothCon, Ring of Fire Con. I should probably do a Ring of Fire parody. Maybe I'll do that, make it up by the end of the concert. Anyway, hi there. My name is Tom Smith, and I'm here to sing silly at you, mostly. Hope you like this one. We used to make jokes about making up folk songs to old Western folk tunes and things like that. And somebody suggested this one, and I wrote it, and it's silly. At least I think so. Out in the old Scottish castle of Hogwarts, I fell in love with a Gryffindor girl. Obviously, I should sing that in C. Out in the old Scottish castle of Hogwarts, I fell in love with a Gryffindor girl. Nighttime would find me in Rosemerta's tavern, butterbeer flowed until Ginny would hurl. Greener than green were the eyes of young Potter, everyone mentions them 10 times per tale. Ron eats a lot and Hermione's bushy, Hagrid is stupid and Malfoy is pale. Every cliche you can think of is here. Oh, look, it's Severus Snape. Greasy and sneering and dour and obnoxious, and Batman wishes he wore such a cape. Here's next chapter now. Harry and Draco are secretly lovers. So are McGonagall and Argus Filch. Ron and Hermione fight and then make up. Does Dobby get laid? Nope, not a zip zilch. Transformers, Avengers, or My Little Pony, writers of fanfic somehow make it work. 200,000 word mashups with X-Men. Harry's Patronus looks like Captain Kirk. So many versions of how goblins act and ways to be late for class. Theories of time travel, how to kill Horcruxes, but Bane the Centaur is always an ass. And we're told how Cornelius Fudge is admired by Umbridge. There goes a pairing I could do without. The Goblet of Fire exists for one reason, taking your tickets, then spitting one out. HP 14, bingo! Snape is a bad guy, no good guy, no bad guy. Lockhart is always a fool. Men can get pregnant and harems are common. I was told this was a junior high school. Not accredited, I have read fanfic for over a decade, and I have seen every trope in the game. Dumbledore's evil or noble or crazy, Death Eaters, Stormtroopers, one and the same. Out here in the West Texas town of El Paso, I fell in love with the Potterverse figs. But as I ride with my hands on my tablet, I've got no signal. That's life in the sticks. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Again, my name is Tom Smith. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting Ring of Fire Con. Thank you for supporting conventions in general. We've had a heck of a year. It has not been a great year for conventions and fandom because we've had to forego conventions pretty much to avoid getting the coronavirus. On the other hand, we have had such fun doing online conventions that it's becoming to be a regular thing. And I'm hoping that we maintain online components to all our conventions from now on, because this has been pretty cool. One of the disadvantages is there was a movie we were looking forward to for Christmas that's probably not going to come out at Christmas. They're doing a remake of Dune, and it looks pretty boss if you've seen the trailer. Dune is one of my favorite novels, and years and years and years ago I wrote this, and it's funny because when I wrote it, I only wrote half the song, and I wrote the other half of the song when I was putting this together. So that was a good thing. Kwisatz Haderach, Kwisatz Haderach, Kwisatz Haderach, we're breeding soup, we're meant to be our god. Kwisatz Haderach, Kwisatz Haderach, Kwisatz Haderach, we're breeding soup, we're meant to be our god. Don't want to be a religious leader, manipulated to be a breeder. All the revenge from my dad is sweeter than a planet full of spies. Don't want to have me a terrible purpose, just want to kill Harkonnen usurpers. And then my freemen will shed their burqas and we'll make Dune paradise. Kwisatz Haderach, Kwisatz Haderach, Kwisatz Haderach, we're breeding soup, we're meant to be our god. Kwisatz Haderach, Kwisatz Haderach, Kwisatz Haderach, we're breeding soup, we're meant to be our god. For 50 years now we've had a franchise with all the good guys against the bad guys. We start as freemen, revolt and uprise till they rule the worlds of men. What was a tale so environmental became a church that was too judgmental. I'd rather have lots of work that's dental than to read those books again. Kwisatz Haderach, Kwisatz Haderach, Kwisatz Haderach, we're breeding soup, we're meant to be our god. Kwisatz Haderach, Kwisatz Haderach, Kwisatz Haderach, we're breeding soup, we're meant to be our god. That one goes with my other Dune song, which was the very first song where I really made a big splash. I can't remember. Did I do that last night? It doesn't matter. I'll do it again. I did do it last night, but I'll still do it again. Picture this, okay? Marcon 86. They're having some one-shots. I end up going last. The next to last is Cliff Flint, the legendary folk guitarist and songwriter, and his friends Mary Ellen Wessels and Bill Roper, and they're doing Cliff's song Dream, which is a slow, beautiful, haunting thing that everybody in the audience knows, and they're all singing along, and the entire place is vibrating, ringing with these gorgeous multi-layered harmonies. And then I come up and I announce that the name of my song is Crystal Gale Killed Frank Herbert. The spice melange, it's so cinnamon sweet. I put it on most everything I eat. It's addictive too, and don't it make my brown eyes blue? Dad got control over all that spice, so Baron Harkonnen had him iced. Tried to kill me too, and don't it make my brown eyes, don't it make my brown eyes, don't it make my brown eyes blue? So me and my mother ran away across Dune, got found by the freemen not a moment too soon. They said it was easier to leave us behind, but if we went with them, it would still suit them fine. Now I'm dreaming of a huge jihad, and the freemen all think I'm God. Maybe I do too. And don't it make my brown eyes, don't it make my brown eyes, don't it make my brown eyes blue? That's a silly one. some of their Potter songs, so I should do that one later. One of the other difficulties we've had this year, of course, is that we've really been looking forward to some other movies that haven't made it out. Black Widow. Sorry, I'm good. I'm fine. They announced that Pixar's Soul is going to be on Disney Plus for free if you have a subscription on Christmas Day. Black Widow is 1 year in the future, and then they got all the other Disney films coming up, and it's like, okay, who's in charge of this? Who wanted some attention? I think we got it. This song is actually by a group called Bongos, Bass, and Bob, which includes Penn Jillette and Rob Elk. So, and I lifted it from them. The rumor goes, or so they say, Uncle Walter wasn't buried in the usual way. The man is dead, yeah, well, that's a fact. But some people say he wants to come back. Disney on Ice. I said Disney on Ice. It would be very nice if Walt Disney was on ice. Well, they say he's buried out at Forest Lawn. So I went there with a shovel underneath my arm. I asked the guard, please let me in. He said, not by the hair of your chinny chin chin, because Disney's on ice. I said, Disney's on ice. It would be paradise if Walt Disney was on ice. Now, if Walt is really in that state of hibernation, that means the king of cartoons is in suspended animation. I know what you're thinking. He's some frigid fellow. He's cold now, but he was hot from the cello. Disney on ice. I said Disney on ice. It would be so incredibly bitchin' to open the freezer in your kitchen. Take a look, you got a stack of Disney on ice. I said Disney on ice. It would be very nice if Walt Disney was on ice. Oh. Thank you. Here's another song of the Fantasy Experience. Another Fantasy Experience that we had to miss this summer. So have to please forgive me. I have arthritis in my hands, and sometimes it crops up worse than others. What I'm dealing with. This doesn't really have a. They are now to be among you in the hazy summer heat, to drink and feast and laugh and play and each other up to beat. There are lovely lawns to joust upon, but there'll soon be lawns no more. For whenever two or more of you gather at the Penzic War, there is mud. There is mud. There are knights in homemade armor. There are ladies in their gowns. There are hordes of furred barbarians who aren't that used to towns. They all work to look so different, but tonight they'll all be in browns. For whenever we hit Penzic, for 2 days the field drowns, and there's mud. There is mud. And so what's the big excuse you gave to get this weekend off? Is the office air conditioning so dry you gotta cough? Has the workload overstressed you? Are your coworkers just too loud? You will miss them when you're trapped beneath a front of thunderclouds. For a dozen years you've gone now. You've fought, you've drunk, you've wenched. You have lugged a household full of stuff just to watch it all get drenched. But your friends are here with love and beer. That's what friends are for. And whenever two or more of you gather at the Pensick War, there is mud. Deal. There is mud. Okay, what's the next? First of all, times it's 8:45. I've only been going for 15 minutes. Cool. That means I got a lot of time to do stuff. Yay! I trust that most of you remember Babylon 5. This is the tale of Mr. Morden. Mr. Morden is who? He is the subject of the shadows, and the shadow men tell what Mr. Morden must do. Mr. Morden was thin and gaunt, kind of creepy too. He asked people, what do you want? The Vorlons asked, who are you? Mr. Morden was a sneaky devil. Mr. Morden was. Mr. Morden is the subject of the shadows, and what the shadow men say he does. Mr. Morden was racked with guilt. Mr. Morden's racked, cause his daughter and wife got killed. Mr. Morden's cracked. Mr. Morden is crazy. Mr. Morden was. Mr. Morden is the subject of the shadows, and what the shadow men say he does. The shadows are a race that want beings to evolve, and so manipulate them into wars. Morden went to space seeking problems he could solve, and ended up with something that he abhors. Mr. Morden and Londo planned. Mr. Morden's scheme. Londo's vision was vast and grand, everything he dreamed. Londo fell into darkness when Idira died. Mr. Morden framed Reefa for her murder. That's right, he did it, and then he lied. The war spanned the galaxy. The Shadow's path was cleared. Too bad for Morden that Malari had his fear. Morden went to Centauri Prime. Mr. Morden went. But Malari was waiting there. The shadows attacked to prevent. When Mr. Morden heard he didn't like, and then his head went up on a pike. Mr. Morden hurt Londo's friends. Mr. Morden hurt. This is where Morden's tale ends, napping in the dirt. Mr. Morden was an evil man with a complicated evil plan. But who says you can't learn to solve problems non-violently and still evolve? Now the galaxy's peaceful and Morden's off the grid. Mr. Morden was the subject of the shadows, and what the shadow men said he did. Well, yes, that was Schoolhouse Rock, for those of you who don't remember. Oh, got a few, throw in a few other things here for fun. Oh, I'm still getting the hang of this new guitar. It's quirky because the neck is just a little bit narrower than what I'm used to, so I'm not quite hitting all the strings correctly all the time. And the tone, when the tone works, it's great, but it's still kind of an ongoing experiment. Yeah. I like it though. It's much easier to carry around. It's much easier to physically play than the other my previous one because it's so much thinner. I can do this. Okay. The land is burning and dry under hot desert skies. My gut is churning, but you won't see fear in my eyes. Nothing to lose as I climb in and look to the roads. Then light the fuse to the cannon, which promptly explodes. The blast sends me skyward and into free fall, with one final thought as I head towards the wall. I'll get that road runner if it's the last thing I do. If Murphy's laws are religion, I must be a saint. What else explains semis bursting from tunnels I paint? 1,000 Rube Goldberg nightmares lie smashed in my garage. How many falling pianos can that damn bird dodge? From magnetic birdseed to dynamite darts, I could buy General Mills with what I spend on parts, but I'll get that road runner if it's the last thing I do. I should forget it, he's not big enough for a stew. My line of credit with Acme is 10 years past due. Got no insurance, I can't sign the claims with my paws. In vile durance for breaking most EPA laws. But my super genius will deal with that dunce. Remember that I have to win only once, and I'll get him someday. Perhaps I should try something new. My Canyon compactor was perfect to echo my screams. My backpack reactor worked fine until I crossed the beams. My bomb extender snapped back with the lit TNT. My flying blender was just a tad quicker than me. But I'm smarter, I'm stronger, and he's merely fast. Let's hear him beep beep with his head up his ass. And I'll get that road runner if it's the last thing I do. Eureka! That's it! Earthquake pills! Haven't performed this one very much. It's not that it's difficult, it's just that I'm not used to it yet. So there is a famous quote by Robert Heinlein, okay? You probably know the quote, or at least can remember that it exists. A human, excuse me, dinner. A human being should be able to change a diaper, plan an invasion, butcher a hog, con a ship, design a building, write a sonnet, balance accounts, build a wall, set a bone, comfort the dying, take orders, give orders, cooperate, act alone, solve equations, analyze a new problem, pitch manure, program a computer, cook a tasty meal, fight efficiently, die gallantly, specializations for insects. Okay. So I took that and I squeezed it into a Kenny Chesney song. dressed like a space marine. Virginia was his lover, had a rocket in his left hand and a bottle in the other. He said, I have lived 1,000 years, that's why they call me long. I picked up some things along the way, let's put them in a song. He said, living's our main job, specialization is for insects. Human beings are more flexible and we need different skill sets. Any one of us can step up when it's time to seize the day. There ain't no such thing as a free lunch, but there's lots of ways to pay. Lazarus Long said, hit the road, we've got a long, long way to go. You're gonna live, you're gonna die. What you do in between is why. You'll do things wrong, then do them right. Learn a new thing every night. Build a wall, butcher a hog, pitch manure, con a ship, write a sonnet, learn to love, make a friend. You're a human, rise above. One of the joys in life is happiness at the joy of others. If you get help, then pay it forward. We've all got to help each other. And you found the key to love, and as a person you have grown. When someone else's happiness is essential to your own. Lazarus Long said, hit the road, we've got a long, long way to go. You're gonna live, you're gonna die. We ain't perfect, but we try. Just be strong, don't forget, if you're not dead, you're not done yet. Join a team, act alone, cook a meal, set a bone, change a diaper, learn consent, be a friend, you're a human, represent. When you get as old as I am, there's a certain way of seeing just how far we've come and have to go to be best at human being. Progress comes from lazy people trying to just get something done. And pessimists are right more often, but optimists have more fun. Find your own glory road. We've got a long, long way to go. You're gonna live, you're gonna die. You can crawl or you can fly. And if you still don't have a clue, I'll draw a diagram for you. Change a diaper, make a plan, butcher a hog, con a ship, design a building, write a poem, balance books, build a wall, set a bone, say goodbye, take an order, take command, join a team, act alone, solve for X, see what's wrong, pitch manure, code an app, cook a meal, fight a war, die with honor. We've all got scars, wear yours proudly. We are human to the stars. Thank you so much. Boy, I have a lot of fun with these. That's the one thing that I don't know that people really understand. It's like sometimes we fight really hard to get these darn songs done, and we get really hard to get them right and to try and perform them. But the thing is, we are having a blast. Okay, the Filk community is hundreds and hundreds of people around the world who love writing songs in this particular genre because our imaginations just go every freaking where, and we appreciate all the people who get the jokes and get the in references and all the other stuff. And I admit to some, I don't want to say disdain, but it's like there are songwriters out there who write deeply meaningful lyrics. Okay, no less deeply meaningful or no more deeply meaningful than anything that's done in Filk. But because it's not science fiction or fantasy based, it gets the mainstream. It's like when you listen on NPR and they say, "Oh, we have this wonderful book about a slice of life," and it's about some other person a person growing up under adversity. Ooh, that's original. And yes, the how it's told makes a lot of difference. But we all Filk does that. We've got dozens and dozens and dozens of people who write really great songs. And then there's me. I'm okay. I have fun. You know, granted, some of my stuff is really tacky. Oh, let me see if I can remember that one. That would have been good. No, well, I was going to say the tackiest thing that I've ever. No, this isn't very tacky, but it is the worst pun I've ever written. Um, you say Carmina, and I say Barana. You say Fortuna, and I say Cantata. Carmina, Barana, Fortuna, Cantata. Let's carl the whole thing off. So that's, you know, there's that living out there in my resume. You may remember a song I did called A Dragon's Lullaby. What you may not know is that there's a sequel, because the kid grew up. He's grown up to be an amazing kid. He's a man now. I say he's an amazing kid. He's an adult. He's a man. And I'm just proud of being on the periphery of his life, let alone having written 2 songs about it. So. Oh, my child, how you're growing, how you're finding yourself and your voice, always learning, always knowing that ahead of you there was a choice. You may not realize what I see in your eyes, but your only limit's the sky. So gather your things, unfurl your wings, and fly. Be a dragon, be a dragon. You can set the whole planet on fire. With your power and your strength, you can go any length to get anything that you desire. There are people who always say, be yourself, but they don't know all you can be. Be a dragon, be a dragon, for a dragon's the best thing to be. Do I see some hesitation? That's all right, just relax, there's still time. Undergo regeneration, and you'll always be in your prime. The companions you choose all have so much to lose, but there's also so much that they've done. So step up, take a stand, take a friend by the hand, and run. Be a time lord, be a time lord, be the master of all you survey. You can hurtle through space, any when, any place, to help any you find on the way. Whoops. Sorry, I just nuked my browser. I need the lyrics. Come back here. Thank you. You'll have alien parts, and with your 2 hearts. Try that again. You'll have alien parts, and with your 2 hearts, you can love more than average, you see. Be a time lord, be a time lord, cause a time lord's the best thing to be. Most people play roles, have achievable goals, do their best not to take any chance. Trying not to be tragic, they avoid all the magic, never knowing they're missing the dance. They devote every hour to money and power, missing out on life's simpler joys. Never caring or seeing, they devoted their being to simply acquiring toys. Oh, my child, I will be here, though sometimes you pretend I am not. So become what criminals fear. They're superstitious and cowardly a lot. And your jaw is like flint. In your eyes there's a glint of the service you've sworn to the light. And your tail will be gritty. Defend Gotham City, Dark Knight. Be the Batman. Be the Batman. Be billionaire playboy Bruce Wayne. And in secret, be a hero, fighting villains by using your brain. You can be what you will, you've the strength, you've the skill to reach out and to claim your destiny. Be a dragon, Be a Time Lord, be the Batman that just you can be. Be whatever that you want to, so long as you're happy and free. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here and listening with me. Oh, we're having fun. Oh, it's please excuse me. It's 9:06. I think 3 more. Fortunately, at least one of them is quite long. So pretty sure that I saved this for tonight. So let's get one thing out of the way right now. I don't like kids songs. Kids songs are vapid. I mean, there are some cool ones like Ring Around the Ronies, Ring Around the Rosies, Pocket Full of Posies, which is all about the plague. But, there's things like I Had a Cat. I Had a Cat has been done by opera stars. Okay. Everybody seems to think it's this wonderful, magnificent. It's crap. I had a cat and the cat pleased me. The cat went fiddly dee. Cats do not go fiddly dee. Cats go, love me, feed me, pet me, let me, and love me, feed me, let me. Yes, that's my magazine. What? So, and the song is supposed to teach you the sound of farm animals. Doesn't work that way either. So I wrote a version for our kids, the kids of science fiction, so that they can learn what their critters sound like. Yeah. It's a sing-along. You can sing along at home. I won't know. So anyway. I had a Shoggoth, he pleased me, and he drove me to insanity. Shoggoth went Tekka-Lele. I had a minion, he pleased me, get victims for my laboratory. Minion went, yes, master. Shoggoth went Tekka-Lele. I had a zombie, he pleased me with his decaying anatomy. Zombie went brains. Minion went, yes, master. Shoggoth went Tekka-Lele. I had a werewolf, he pleased me, devoured every cat he'd see. Werewolf went, oh! Zombie went brains. Minion went, yes, master. Shoggoth went Tekka-Lele. I had a mummy, he pleased me, and he taught me Egyptology. Mummy went, Werewolf went, oh! Zombie went brains. Minion went, Abby somebody. Shoggoth went Tekka-Lele. I had a hunchback, he pleased me, gave Esmeralda sanctuary. Hunchback went the bells. Mummy went, donuts. Werewolf went, oh! Zombie went brains. Minion went, yes, master. Shoggoth went Tekka-Lele. I had a vampire, he pleased me, but at my parties he wouldn't drink tea. Vampire went, good evening. Hunchback went, the bells. Mummy went, Werewolf went, ruff, ruff, ruff. So did Curly of the Three Stooges, but as usual, I digress. Zombie went, brains. Minion went, it's still warm. Shoggoth went, Tekka-Lele. I had an old one, he pleased me, and really a sunk beneath the sea. Cthulhu went, blah, 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 blah. When I do that in concert, I promise you all look as dumb doing it as I feel doing it, so it all makes up for it. Vampire went, good evening. Hunchback went, the bells. Mummy went, Werewolf went, oh. Zombie went, Cheetos. Minion went, yes, master. Shoggoth went, Tekka-Lele. I had a Cylon, he pleased me, but then he turned into a she. Cylon went, by your command. If only. Cthulhu went, Vampire went, good evening. Hunchback went, the bells. Mummy went, Werewolf went, oh. Zombie went, brains. Minion went, it's still warm. Shuggles went, tickle-lily. I had a Dalek, he pleased me, but stairs would make him really cranky. Y'all got this one, right? Dalek went, exterminate! Simon went, by your command. Cthulhu went, blah, 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 blah. Vampire went, children of the night, shut up! Hunchback went, the bells. Mummy went, Werewolf went, here, kitty, kitty, kitty. Zombie went, brains. Minion went, not the red one. Shuggles went, tickle-lily. I had a Sith Lord, he pleased me, but I hated his prequel trilogy. Vader went. Yes, I have sleep apnea. What? Dalek went, exterminate. Cylon went, does this make me look fat? Cthulhu went, Vampire went, good evening. Hunchback went, the bells. Mummy went, Werewolf went, oh. Zombie went, brains. Minion went, ba 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 banana, ba 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 oh banana. Cause I believe banana, banana. That's not the right minion, is it? Shuggles went, tickle-lily. I had a Dark Lord, he pleased me, but he couldn't beat Harry and Hermione. Voldemort went, Hermione and Ron? Really? Ron? Vader went, black goes with everything. Dalek went, it is not a toilet plunger. Cylon went, I feel pretty. Cthulhu went, oh, calamari. Vampire went, 12 beautiful verses. Ah, 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 ah. Hunchback went, the bells. Can you hear me now? 'Cause the bells. Never mind. Mummy went, I am stuck on band-aids and band-aids stuck on me. Werewolf went, ah, ooh, me of London. Zombie went, not eat eyes. Minion went, what hump? Shuggles went, tickle-lily. I had Galactus, he pleased me, but he ate my planet casually. Galactus went, chomp. There's many drinks you'll drink, my lads, on every world that's new. There's Saurian brandy, cran apple schnapps, and a good old Tullamore don't. There's Bush and Beck and Bunnenbach, and others dark and pale. But I think you'll find the finest kind is 307 ale. 307 ale, me lads, 307 ale. The finest drink that any bar has ever had for sale. It'll lay your whole damn world to waste. It'll make you fit and pale. There's nothing that you'll ever taste like 307 ale, me lads, 307 ale. It started down at MIT one lazy summer day. When a couple of the frat boy techies started into play, they caught up on their schedule with a couple hours to kill. So they fitted up their cyclotron and made themselves a still. 307 ale, me lads, 307 ale. The finest drink that any bar has ever had for sale. It'll lay your whole damn world to waste. It'll make you fit and hail. There's nothing that you'll ever taste like 307 ale, my lads, 307 ale. They added choice ingredients to brew up. But they didn't know the wires were crossed in chamber number 2. A tiny bit of space got folded, things were looking queer. They turned the spout and then came out the world's first hyper beer. 307 ale, me lads, 307 ale. The finest drink that any bar has ever had for sale. It'll lay your whole damn world to waste. It'll make you fit and hail. There's nothing that you'll ever taste like 307 ale, lads, 307 ale. It bubbled and it burbled and it glowed a fizzly green. And what it did to test equipment, frankly, was obscene. It took a while to find a vial it wouldn't burst to flame. Then they measured out its potency. Smooth. And that's how it was named. There's many drinks you'll drink, my lads, but this one beats them all. 153 and 1/2% alcohol. A beer brewed in a tesseract, it'll shoot you through the roof. And if you don't believe me, I've got lots and lots of proof. 307 ale, my lads, 307 ale. The finest drink that any bar has ever had for sale. It'll lay your whole damn world to waste. It'll make you fit and hail. It sticks to your mouth like library paste with a stronger kick than toxic waste. Nothing that you'll ever taste like 307 ale. Yeah. Oh, excellent, 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 excellent. I want to thank you all so much for hanging out here. I'm going to do one more, and that'll be that. There's not a lot to say, except I miss seeing you all in person. We have such a good time when we're together at conventions, and right now we're not doing it. So to throw a bone to my best friend and manager, kind of sort of manager, the commercial portion of our show is I have a lot of music at tomsmith.bandcamp.com. I can say that properly. tomsmith.bandcamp.com. If you want to check that out, that's where I got everything. Lots of stuff. Most recent song was last week, and I'll be doing another one over the weekend. So, again, thank you all so much. Thanks to Eric. Thanks to Alan the Sound Man. Thanks to everybody involved in getting me involved in this. I really appreciate it. It's fun. And I'll see you all again real soon. At the very least, I'll see you at OVFF because I'm going to be performing there too. So, that being the case, let's get out of here at the most expedient method of travel that we possibly can. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, nothing worth doing that I haven't tried. There ain't no living on planet side. Come on with me, baby, on a rocket ride. 3.14. How many cities crumbled into dust at the first atomic attack? How many self-aware, wise, and just computers do we have to hack? How many supercars will turn to rust because we don't have a spare hurry-jack? Give me technology that we can trust and give it fins like a Cadillac. I want a shining tower of glass and steel, a rubber jumpsuit and a freeze-dried meal. The will to survive, the need to explore, the love of adventure, who could ask for more? I want you, baby, right by my side. Help me get out before my brain is fried. The stars are waiting so big and wide. Come on with me, baby, on a rocket ride. Come on with me, baby, on a rocket ride. demons out inside his face can attack every person's will. How many members of the master race will come closing in for the kill? How many xenomorphs will change their face and then hunt us down for a thrill? Give me a villain with style and grace and a little bit of fencing skill. They used to be angular, sneering, and bold. If someone got killed, even they were appalled. They tried to marry their heroine, no fault or rape, and they sure as hell knew how to wear a cape. They never tortured, they never lied. They'd honor a promise if it meant they died. Let's find a villain with professional pride. Come on with me, baby, on a rocket ride. Come on with me, baby, on a rocket ride. Terminators, Life Force, Robot Sharks, Predators, lots of freaks that know how to flange. Defend us, straight them out the doors. Gimme, Star Wars, bring back the children of the lands. Puppet Master, Charles Play, Friday Night, Judgment Day, Jason, Freddy, Michael, and Stripe. Let Frankenstein, Art of Van Pong, chase them all the way. The movie statues pods are overripe. I want more than action and special effects to think about what might happen next. A hero, not a weapon, shot with necks, and a heroine, not an excuse for sex. I want a bubble helmet matting down my hair, the ground giving way to the open air. The droid wonder is ahead out there, and I know I can have it if I only dare. How many bodybuilding macho jerks will blow everything full of holes? How many imitation Captain Kirks will spill beer on the ship's controls? How many super personality quirks will we see instead of souls? Give me a baby and a ship that works, and give us the starring roles. I want to cruise the galaxy at FTL, pursuing heaven, defying hell. I want to do everything that a man can do, and I want to do it all out there with you. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, nothing worth doing that I haven't tried. There ain't no living on planet side. Come on with me, baby, on a rocket ride. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, nothing worth doing that I haven't tried. There ain't no living on planet side. Come on with me, baby, on a rocket ride. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, nothing worth doing that I haven't tried. There ain't no living on planet side. Come on with me, baby, on a rocket ride. Come on with me, baby, on a rocket ride. Come on with me, baby, on a rocket ride. Come on with me, baby, on a rocket ride. Thank you very, very much, Rafcon. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you tuning in. Support the rest of the con. There's two more days plus going on. Have a lot of fun. Thank you and have a great weekend.